And welcome back, everyone. I'm Robert Craig, and I'm back again to do what I do, which is just an old man reading from his Bible. As usual, we use this Bible right here, the Holy Bible, and you can see right here, move that ribbon, it is a King James. We've been going through the book of Revelation, and we had looked at Mystery Babylon, which turns out to be a city. It's the great Ur of in Revelation, as we call it. It's a city, and I believe it's going to be a center of worldwide trade, a sort of a nexus or a hub. It has to be a seaport. It just about has to be a seaport, because there will be ships involved in the shipping of the goods. We left off at the end of verse 8, so we'll pick right up and we'll look at verse 9 of chapter 18. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise any more. The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones, and of pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet, and all thyine wood, and all manner vessels of ivory, and all manner vessels of most precious wood, and of brass, and iron, and marble, and cinnamon, and odors, and ointments, and frankincense, and wine, and oil, and fine flour, and wheat, and beasts, and sheep, and horses, and chariots, and slaves, and souls of men. And the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all. The merchants of these things, which were made rich by her, shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, Alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every ship master, and all the company and ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city? And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city, wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea, by reason of her costliness. You see why I say that it must be a seaport. And it has to be a nexus or a hub, because they said all that had ships in the sea were made rich by her, a reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God hath avenged you on her. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. I'm thinking, if the angel threw the great stone into the sea, you're going to find that Babylon is going to be overthrown in some way that involves inundation. That's another reason I think it's Tyre, because of the multiple references about the overthrow of Tyre in the midst of the seas. Verse 22, and the voice of harpers and musicians, and of pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee, and no craftsman of whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee, and the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee. See, that signifies no more industry in that location. And that lets you know that there had been industry there, and music. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee. Total blackout. And the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. And in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints, and of all that were slain upon the earth. In other words, this city has been responsible for a whole lots of shedding of innocent blood on the earth. And I want to close off here, not because I'm running long or anything, but it's just that the next chapter, which is 19, yeah, I think the scene shifts, and a bunch of different things come after this. And verse 19, or chapter 19, is a long, fairly long chapter. At least it would be with what we've already done. So I'll just say for now, may the Lord bless this reading of His Holy Scripture. And I appreciate everyone that is sticking with me and watching these videos. If you feel inclined, you can share it. It's in the public domain on YouTube, and give me a thumbs up if you like it, and you can subscribe if you like too. I'd be flattered. But anyway, I just like the idea of more and more people getting to share in this story, because I think it's something we ought to have a little insight into, so that we can be prepared to give an answer if the subject ever comes up. Well, I'll see you next time around, and I hope you'll join me.